Good morning and welcome to the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'm Kitty, your youth coordinator, and I'm joined today by a few members of our fabulous high school youth group, Petra, Erin, Liliana, and Monet. Music today is from Lila Ibrahim, Laurel Liefert, and members of the First Unitarian Church of Oakland, from Robert Schulman and from Sarah Bareilles. Hopefully I pronounced those correctly, as well as our very own Petra Mensch. A special thank you to our tech ushers, Mary Stackpole and Deborah Mensch, who do their best to help things run smoothly and are amazing humans. Our senior minister, Reverend Lydia Ferrante Roseberry, is on a well-deserved ministerial sabbatical through August 9th. And most important people to mention are all of you, this fellowship, and all of the wonderful people you are, for you are the reason we do any of it. As we say the welcome words today, I invite you to shift into gallery mode if you haven't already done so, and scroll through the screens so you can experience the lovely diversity of this congregation, because without it, and without you, there would be no us.
You are all welcome here today. In all the beauty of languages, cultures, skin tones, shapes, and sizes that come together in your uniqueness, you are welcome here.
In all the ways you experience and express gender, you are welcome here.
In the beauty that is who you love and how you love, you are welcome here.
In all the ways you make your living and the places you are from, you are welcome here.
No matter your wounds and your scars, your willingness or unwillingness to heal, you are welcome here.
Christian, pagan, humanist, Jew, Buddhist, mystic, Muslim, Unitarian, Universalist.
With all of the traditions that inform your spiritual life, you are welcome here today.
No matter how long you are away, nor how soon you will return, you are welcome here.
Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears, you are welcome here.
You are invited to join us with an open mind and a loving heart and willing hands.
We welcome you today.
As Unitarian Universalists, we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of all people.
We acknowledge that our community is located on the lands once stewarded by the Arapaho, Ute, Lakota, and Cheyenne people. Our congregation honors Indigenous legacy and respects the endearing relationship that exists between Indigenous peoples and their traditional homelands through our connections to the right relationship Boulder.
We also acknowledge we live in a time when Black and brown bodies are devalued, violated, and killed because of systemic racism.
We commit ourselves to becoming anti-racist in ourselves and our institutions by taking action to dismantle racism in society, taking guidance from and honoring the lived experience of those who identify as Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, and identifying relationships between cultures.
We'll give our announcements at the end of the service today. Please stay with us and learn what's going on in today's post-service breakout rooms and in the days to come, and how you can be involved.
If you're new here, we're glad you found us and hope that this virtual community, you can experience the warmth and love of this congregation. Each Sunday is different here, especially this Sunday, our youth service. So please come back a few times to really get to know us.
And if you want to get better connected, please see the chat window for the link to our first time visitor page, or email your information to our office manager, Carol, at officemanager@bvuuf.org. Her email address will be in the chat window as well. And do be sure to check out the fellowship calendar and Connections Weekly for all the opportunities we have to stay connected.
Finally, if any of our visitors or anyone else would like to introduce yourself in the chat, please do. We love to know who is here today. All are invited to stay for announcements and virtual coffee hour after the service.
If you have a chalice at home, you can light it with us as we each light ours. So we know where our chalices are, please write "chalice lit in" the name of your town in the chat. Please say the words along with me as Jessica lights our chalice. I'll go slowly so that you can follow along. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. And now I'll sing our bowl again, inviting it to draw you deeper into the present moment and this, our beloved community.
As you may or may not know by now, today is the youth service. That one Sunday of the year where the youth get to plan and carry out a service, and everything gets wonderfully chaotic for a bit. At some point during the service, we will probably mess up. It's probably already happened. And someone will miss a cue or stumble over their words. But that's okay, because nobody told us how to do this, and we're making this up as we go. So, yay! And we ask you, in the spirit of the service, to try your best to keep an open mind as we go through this next hour or so that we can all have fun together. To begin, we offer you these words from Kurt Vogner. When I was 15, I spent a month working on an archaeological dig. I was talking to one of the archaeologists one day during our lunch break, and he asked those kinds of getting to know you questions. You ask young people, do you play sports? What's your favorite subject? And I told him, no, I don't play any sports. I do theater, I'm in choir, I play the violin and piano. I used to take art classes. And then he went, wow, that's amazing. And I said, oh no, but I'm not good at any of them. And then he said something that I will never forget, and which absolutely blew my mind because no one had ever said anything like it to me before. I don't think being good at things is the point of doing them. I think you've got all these wonderful experiences with different skills, and that teaches you things and makes you an interesting person, no matter how well you do them. And that honestly changed my life, because I went from a failure, someone who hadn't been talented enough to do anything to excel, to someone who did things because I enjoyed them. I had been raised in such an achievement-oriented environment, so intimidated by the myth of talent, that I thought it was only worth doing things if you could win at them. End quote.
And now for something completely different. Remember when we asked you to try your best to bring a spirit of open-mindedness? Here is a good opportunity. Remember what Kurt Vonnegut said about doing things even though you aren't good at them? Remember all the dancers in the Brave video? Here's a chance to try being brave with us. Instead of speaking at you for the next few minutes, we're going to invite you to speak to each other. This activity comes from youth cons in the region. It's sometimes called speed friending or ice breakouts, or in this case, open-minded ice breakout speed friending. It's part game, part heart opener. In just a moment, you'll be put into a breakout room with 3 to 4 other individuals. If you're unwilling or unable to play along, feel free to return to the main room by clicking leave and then leave breakout room. You're in choice here. You can choose to be comfortable, or we invite you to challenge yourself by engaging fully in this activity. In these rooms, you'll be asked 3 questions. In our youth spaces, we form covenants, and often one of the agreements we make is to take space, make space. This means if you notice you are a talker, lean back and invite someone else. If you are hesitant to speak up, give it a try. This is an opportunity to experience a taste of what youth group is like. We'll post the questions in the chat before sending you off, so you have a reminder. No one is in charge. You get to work together to figure out the process, how to proceed. You'll have 5 minutes for the 3 questions. It can go fast. So the first round of questions are, what are your name and pronouns? What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? What is a fashion trend you'd like to bring back? What's your favorite color? All right, they're going to be pasted in the chat, and here we go. Remember to keep an open mind and have fun. All right. That was our ice-breaking first round. We have 2 more rounds for you with a chance to go a little deeper. So the questions for the second round are, oh wait, Jessica, 1-minute warning. What do you mean, Jessica?
It would be something that Deborah would add.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. So the questions for the second round are name and pronouns. What do you highly recommend to most people you meet? Where do you feel safe? Bucket list item you most recently crossed off or wish you had. And those should be pasted in the chat, and then we'll go into breakout rooms. Here are your final questions. You have a little more time for this round. So the questions are name and pronouns. What is your first thought or reaction when you hear the word God or Lord? How do you connect with people of other generations? Do you think it's working? If you could ask the youth of this congregation one question, what would it be and why? And we're gonna head into breakout rooms.
Welcome back. Thanks for your open-mindedness. We invite you to type in the chat the questions that you came up with for the youth or feelings that may have arisen. Some of us will be in a breakout room after the service if you'd like to come and ask any of your questions. In a few moments, we will transition to our meditation. We know that having something to do with hands can often help many folks to think and reflect more deeply, so we invite you to have a project or relaxing activity at hand. Examples might be coloring, knitting, petting a favorite pet. Please take a few moments to gather whatever might be needed for the relaxing activity you choose. And now we give ourselves a few minutes of quiet meditation to process and reflect on those questions and discussions together. You may engage in the activity you choose or simply sit and watch this video of Liliana knitting.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that everyone enjoyed a little bit of centering in those few moments. I know it was great for me. And now is the time each week when we remind ourselves of the abundance of our lives and this community by giving half of our plate away to those organizations who share our values. Today, our offering will go to support the Camping Ministries program of our Pacific Western region. Our Camping Ministries program is responsible for putting together 3 week-long sleepaway youth camps in our region, 2 of which are here in Colorado: Quest Camp for high schoolers and a Spirit Quest for middle schoolers. Both camps would have been celebrating their 10th anniversary last year if we'd been able to have camp. So we'll have to put that on hold until we get back next year. And even though we're not able to run our camps this year due to the pandemic, there is still work to be done and staff hours to be paid to ensure that we are able to bring our camps back in 2022. However, instead of me trying to tell you why Quest Camp is so important to our youth, I've got a short video for you from some former campers, recently bridged now in college young adults, speaking about what Quest Camp means to them.
Hi everyone, I'm Ramona.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Elena.
And we're the Salgado Triplets. And Quest was a very important experience for all of us. For me personally, I think Quest was one of the most, if not the most, formative experiences of my youth. Yeah.
I made the deepest connections I've ever made with people at Quest Camp, and I still reach out to my friends to this day.
Quest is such a unique, beautiful, and safe space that only exists during the summer and during the camp. And it was a place where I really figured out and started to understand a lot more of myself and others, and I couldn't have done that in any other space.
Yeah, and I think it's important that we keep that space open for youth today. You know, like during the week of Quest, there's just such an array of activities and opportunities that youth get to participate in to learn more about themselves and the world and just make a more meaningful connection with nature and people around them.
I think Quest was truly life-changing for me, and one of the biggest impacts it had on me was giving me a strong basis and love for activism. And everyone else at the camp also, I still see people going to protests and whatnot and changing their communities because of the basis that Quest gave us. So please keep Quest alive.
Thanks for listening. Hi everyone. Hi.
So as Jeremy and the others mentioned in the video or alluded to, one of the most wonderful things that happens at camp is that it is a place where our youth feel safe and confident to truly be themselves. And part of that is not worrying about impressing anyone or worrying about being the best at something, but simply to focus on the enjoyment of it. As we were discussing this in our worship planning, Erin found this meme which we thought fit just perfectly. It says, draw stick figures, sing off key, write bad poems, sew ugly clothes, run slowly, flirt clumsily, play video games on easy. You do not need to be good at something to enjoy it. Talent is overrated. Do the things you like doing. It's okay to suck. So, after making your donation this morning to support our camping ministries, we invite you to answer in the chat. What is something that you love to do, but might not think that you're very good at?
For the work of this fellowship, bringing love, reason, compassion, and justice into this world, and to the campaign ministries of our UUA's Pacific Western region, we dedicate these offerings.
And now we sing. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Sorry. And now let us invite ourselves into a time of community connection, our time of sacred sharing. If you'd like to share a joy or concern, please share your joy or concern in the chat window by sending a chat to everyone. And then Kitty will read aloud what you said. If you'd like a minister to be able to follow up with you, please include your full name in the chat. Also, please let us know where you live and briefly let us know what is in your heart today. Petra will put a marble in our sacred water on your behalf. Friends and acquaintances, strangers and curious people, Keeping an open mind is hard. It just is. But we're glad you haven't run away. And we hope that you will keep trying to have an open mind and try new things.
Whoever you are, whatever your preferences or politics, keeping an open mind can help you connect with all sorts from all walks. And in this polarized time, that is what the world needs most, connections across boundaries.
When and only when we connect can we heal the hurts of this world together in loving community.
So let us open our minds to other ways and find not our differences, but our common ground, so we can work together on what we care about instead of squabbling over the details. We now invite you to sing along with the UU Blessing Song for our closing hymn. It's a call and response, so the words will be posted in the video for you.
It's a blessing I was born, and it matters what I do. What I know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty I love be what I do, and I don't have to do it alone. No, I don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing I was born.
It's a blessing you were born.
And it matters what I do.
And it matters what you do.
What I know about God.
What you know about God
is a piece of the truth.
is a piece of the truth.
Let the beauty I love.
Let the beauty you love
Be what I do.
be what you do.
And I don't have to do it alone.
And you don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing we were born.
It's a blessing we were born.
And it matters what we do.
And it matters what we do.
What we know about God is a piece of the truth.
Is a piece of the truth.
Let the beauty we love be what we do.
Be what we do.
And we don't have to do it alone. No, we don't have to do it alone. No, we don't have to do it alone.
We extinguished the chalice, but not the warmth of love, the light of truth, or the energy of action, or the willingness to ask the hard questions, our ability to play, nor our connection to community. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. Please stay for our announcements, but first this benediction. May we go forth with renewed determination to try, and may we find connections where we thought impossible before.
And now, as promised, here are our announcements. Thank you all for coming today. We are looking for service associates for the upcoming church year. Our Sunday services are a collaboration between the minister and congregants. Do you like to delve into a topic or cultivate gems? Or do you enjoy speaking before people? If so, we would love to have you. You can apply by filling out an application in the chat, or, save it, apply later. Julie McKenzie is leading yoga sessions around midday this coming Sunday, May 22nd, outdoors at the fellowship in support of a larger fundraiser for NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness. You can find more details in Connections Weekly. It's in the chat now. You can find the link in the chat now. You can find the link to sign up for yoga sessions, the link to donate to Julie's part of the fundraiser, and Julie's email in case you have any questions. Also, as promised, I believe we said so, but if not, we'll make it clear. In the breakout rooms that will open shortly, you can join the youth to talk about the service, and you can bring those questions that you had. Or you can join a virtual coffee hour room.